Hello Channel NITT viewers, I am DS, your psychologist, and welcome to another episode on Channel NITT. So in my profession, I have come across numerous people from all MBTI types. In this episode, I am going to describe one of my observations that can help you to distinguish between a TI user and an FI user. So in my capacity as a psychologist and a tarot reader, I have come across a lot of different individuals. So I classify them according to their MBTI type. So as many of these clients returned, I am more and more convinced that each of these clients fall into an MBTI type that I have typed for them. So I have found a distinguishing factor between FI users and non-FI users. So over the past week, I have made a conscious effort to observe my FI user clients and also compare them with my TI user clients. So to protect the confidentiality of my clients, I have changed the scenario into a totally different scenario. So to make the story even simpler for you to understand, in this story, the client has made a misjudgment. He trusted two other friends and came into a partnership with them. But they were embezzling money without his knowledge. And then when the police found out, the two other friends also said he was involved. But in this case, let's assume that the client is really innocent. So he was dragged into a shithole because of his trust for his friends. So in this case, the client is now due for trial and wants to know what the outcome of the trial is. So as a tarot reader, I will be able to give you a prediction based on what the cards say. And in this case, let's say that I predicted that for this client, he will be given a very stern warning instead of going to jail. So if I had a TI user client, the TI user client usually will sigh deeply, like a load has been released off his or her shoulders. And then the client might move on to talk about something else or dive deeper into this. But an FI user almost always will ask, will the other two people get their true desserts? The FI user almost always thinks of revenge, thinks of having this kind of an emotional satisfaction. Since you got me into this trouble, I want to know whether you are going to be in deeper trouble. They might even ask, what can I do to make them have a heavier sentence? So this is a very distinct difference between FI users and TI users. So I'm only using a parallel, but I have a lot of other stories that make me very convinced that this is definitely something that FI users do that TI users do not do. In fact, sometimes FE users might even ask about other people, but they are concerned about what happens to them from a caring point of view. The FI users do not come from there. So if you look at the situation from the bird's eye view or from the top-down view, you realize that if you were so desperate at that point, you just want to know that you can go free or you can be free from getting a sentence, you should only be concerned about yourself. This is the most important thing. You should not be concerned about what is going to happen to them, because now you want to save your own life. This is of utmost importance. The FI user does not seem to realize this. So from a law of attraction point of view, the FI user is almost always interested in very unimportant things. There are very important things for them. They should focus on it because their mind is focused on very unimportant things and is very scattered all the time. They almost always attract unimportant things going to them still. So in this case, based on the law of attraction, the FI user, especially the INFP and the ISFP and the ESFPs, these three types especially, will always remain in the lower spectrum because they attracted lower things to them. But of course, this is a very generic view, but I have in my profession typed enough people to come to such a conclusion. Okay, at Channel NITT, we produce a lot of MBTI related videos such as this one. If you've enjoyed our content, do consider subscribing if you have not already subscribed. And I'm going to see you in our next episode. Bye bye.